Hey there guys, welcome to the video. My name is Pushpinder Gill, and in this video we're going to be talking about the concept of races, right? So we're going to be talking about the concept of races. So before we get started, don't forget to explore perfect-scores.com, and this would be the Facebook page to give us your valuable like, and this would be our email address, that is perfectscores89 at gmail.com, to give us your valuable feedback. So let's go ahead and get started with it, guys. So like this races, it's a time speed distance concept, right? It looks very difficult to comprehend. However, it's actually not that difficult. All you have to do is you have to observe the question and try to find something constant, right? So what you got to do is, all you got to do is try to find something constant in the question from which you can actually make equations. So instead of me giving you the shortcut methods which actually depend upon the normal method only, I'm going to show you the normal method. I'm going to show you how to solve these kind of questions. So let's see this question here. This question over here says that in a 200-meter race, A gives B a head start, a start of 25 meters, uh, and A wins the race by 10 seconds. Now, how do you understand this statement? So it's a 200 meters race. So it's actually a 200 meters race. So let's suppose that the time taken, what is the time taken by A to finish the race? Because they're actually, and at the end of the day, they're actually finishing up the race. So what's the time taken by A to finish up the race? That would be the total distance traveled by A divided by the speed of A. I'm going to call it A, plus the distance traveled, 25 meters traveled by B, because A gives B a start of 25 meters. What do you mean by that? That means first B starts, he covers up 25 meters, then A starts. That means we will be finding the total time taken by A to cover this distance plus the time taken by B to cover this distance. So that is going to be 25, that is the distance covered by B, divided by B, which is actually the speed of B. I'm going to call B as the speed of B. Now the question says that A wins the race by 10 seconds. So if I add 10 to it, if I add 10 seconds to it, that will actually give me the time taken by B to cover the whole 200 meters. So that will actually give me the time taken by B to cover the whole 200 meters. Now again, if I comprehend the second statement, now A gives B a start of 45 meters. That means time taken by A to cover the whole cover the whole race was 200 divided by A. That will actually be the time taken to cover the 200 meters plus the time taken for B to cover the 45 meters, because A has given a 45-meter head start to B. Then the race ends in a dead heat. That means the time is exactly equal to the time taken by B to cover 200 meters. So this is what we have. We can clearly observe over here in both of these equations that this and this is same in both the equations. This and this is same in both the equations. This part over here and this part over here is going to be equal, and this is what the shortcut is, that A gives an head start of 25 meters here and A gives an head start of 45 meters here. That means a head start of 20 meters would actually be equal to 10 seconds. And this is what we're doing here. We know that 25 over B plus 10 is actually equal to 45 over B, which means from here we would know that 45 over B minus 25 over B is actually equal to 10. Hence, from here we can say that 20 over B is equal to 10 and B is equal to 2, right? So we get the speed of B to be equal to 2 meters per second. All we have to do is we have to now find that how long does A take to run 200 meters. We have to find the value of 200 by A, right? Which we can easily find here by substituting the value of B, which is going to be 200 by A. is equal to 200 by B minus 45 by B, which is going to be equal to 200 minus just substitute B equal to 2 here. Let's say B is 2 and B is 2, so this is 100 and this is 22.5, which is actually going to be 77.5, which is my answer. So suppose you're understanding this way of solving this question over here, the races question is not that difficult. A gives a start of 25 meters to B. That means the time taken by A is going to be equal to the time taken by A to cover the 200 meters plus the 25 meters which were covered by B plus extra 10 seconds, which is actually given here because A wins the race by 10 seconds, is actually equal to the time taken for B to cover the same 200 meters. So I suppose you're understanding this point over here, guys. Let's move forward to another question and let's cement our concept over here. So the question says that in a kilometer race, so the race is actually of 1,000 meters. A can give B a start of 100 meter or 15 seconds, right? So A can actually maximum allow a start of 100 meters or 15 seconds. So let's suppose A is actually allowing a start of 100 meters. So the time taken for A to cover the time taken for A to cover the whole cover the whole race is going to be equal to the time taken for him to cover the whole 1,000 meters plus the time taken for B to cover these extra 100 meters. That will actually be equal to time taken by B to cover the whole 1,000 meters. Similarly, if I talk about another case, another scenario where he gives a 15-second head start, now how do I comprehend that? That is going to be the time taken by A to cover the whole 1,000 meters is going to be his own running time plus these extra 15 seconds is actually equal to the time taken by B to cover the whole the whole 1,000 meters. We can clearly observe here that this and this are equal because this and this are equal, which means that the time taken by B to cover 100 meters is 15 seconds, which means B over here is 100 over 15, which is equal to 20 by 3. Right, now we have to find how long does A take to complete the race. So that means we have to find the value of 1,000 by A. So we know that now we know that B is 20 by 3. We can substitute in any of the values. Let's just substitute here. So it's going to be 1,000 by A, it's 1,000 by B minus 15, which is going to be, instead of B I'm going to write 20 by 3, so it's going to be 20 by 3, 20 times 5, so this is 150 minus 15, which is actually equal to 135, which is my answer. So I suppose you're understanding this point over here, guys. It looks difficult, but it's actually not that difficult. All you have to do is keep your head into the game and just focus on something which is a constant. Now over here, what is a constant? Constant is the time taken by them to finish up the race, which is actually what we are using here. Right, so moving forward to the next question. So the question says that A gives B a start of 10 meters in a 100-meter race and still beats him by 1.25 seconds. So time taken by A to cover 100 meters is going to be this, and he gives a head start of 10 meters. So he gives a head start of 10 meters. That means B first runs 10 meters and then only he's able to finish up the time over here. So that means this over here is going to fall short of 1.25 seconds. That will actually give me the total time taken by B to cover the whole cover the whole race there. So this is what we have. Now the question is asking how long does B take to complete 100 meters if A runs at the speed of 10 meters per second. So A is actually given us to be as 10. So what we can do is we can actually substitute the value of A to be 10 here. So we're going to get 100 by 10 plus 10 by B, plus 1.25 is actually equal to 100 by b. Now all we need to do is we need to get the value of 100 by b, because it says how long b takes to complete 100 meters. Well, this is going to be 10. This is going to be 10. 10 plus 1.25 is 11.25, is actually equal to 100 by b minus 10 by b, which is actually equal to 90 by b. And from here we're going to get b to be equal to, sorry, from there we're going to get 1 by b to be equal to 11.25 divided by 90. Since we need to find how long does it take b to complete 100 meters, so we're going to write 100 here and we're going to write 100 here. So we're going to have 125 divided by 90, which is actually going to be our answer. You can even cut it as 1 at 125, so it's going to be 12.5 seconds. Right, so I suppose you're understanding this point over here. This equation is the key, right? You can also use the answer options, but if you don't have the answer options, you want to go the normal way. Well, that is the way to do it. That you first of all find how much time does it take for first guy to finish up the job, how many times does it take for the second guy to finish up the same job, and what is the difference given between them. That is what you have to find. Fine. So let's see another question here on this the very same thing. So it says that A can give B a start of 50 meters or 10 seconds in a kilometer race. Right. So again, it's the same question. So it's a kilometer race. So the time taken by A is going to be this. He can give a 50-meter head start. So that means he can give a 50 meters head start. That is going to be equal to the total time taken by B. Or what he can do is he can actually either give a 10-second gap, then the speed would be this. Now we can clearly see from here that this is going to be equal to this. That means 50 by B is going to be equal to 10. That means B is going to be equal to 5. Now if I substitute it here, 1000 by A is actually equal to 100 by 5 minus 10, which is actually equal to 10. The question is asking how long does A take to complete the race. For him to complete 1000 meters is going to take 10 seconds. Pretty easy, right? So that is how it becomes. It becomes so easy for you to comprehend it, to understand it, to put it on the paper. So that is what you've got to do. Now this thing is will help you to solve these kind of questions in matter of minutes, right? So let's go ahead and see a real CAT question. So this over here is actually a previous CAT question, so that means it has to be difficult. Now let's see how difficult it is. So the question says that 3 runners are running the race. Well, with runner A finishing 12 meters, so if now this is a little different question. Now there is A right here. A finishes 12 meters ahead of B and 18 meters ahead of C. So that means this distance over here is 6 because this is 18. Now over here time is not constant. Over here distance is not something which is a constant. Let me say that the length of the race is x. So let's say that the length of the race is x. So the time taken for A to cover x meters is going to be x by A, which is actually equal to the time taken by B to cover x minus 12 meters. So this over here is nothing but x minus 12 because this over here is 12. So that is actually equal to the time taken by B to cover these 12 meters, x minus 12 meters, which is actually equal to time taken by B to cover x minus 18 meters. So that is actually equal to time taken by C to cover x minus 18 meters. And again the question says that while runner B finishes 8 meters ahead of runner C. So runner B, so if B covers x meters in x by B seconds, so let's suppose B is right here, then C is going to be 8 meters behind. So this is going to be x minus 8 into divided by C, because the time is same. The time at which B finishes up the race, C is 8 meters behind. Now if I can clearly use these both equations from here, I can clearly just divide them up. I can say x minus 12 divided by B, this divided by this over here, which is going to become B by x, is equal to this one over here, x minus 18 divided by c. This is going to get divided by this, which is going to be c by x minus 8. So you can clearly see the c and b go away. So I have x minus 12. I have x minus 12 into x minus 8. I'm going to take that side into x minus 8 is actually equal to x minus 18 into x. Now don't bother opening this up. What you can do is you can actually substitute that in your answer option. So you have your answer option A, B, C, D. Right? So you substitute the value of x. Let's suppose the x is 36. So it's 36 minus 12, which is actually equal to 24, into 36 minus 8, which is 28. Is that equal to 36 minus 18, which is 18, into 36. So just match the units digit. 8 4s are 32, 8 6s are 48. They are not matching, which means they are not equal. Now let's try the next one, 48. 48 minus 12 is actually equal to 24, and 48 minus 8 is actually equal to 40. That is supposed to be equal to 48 minus 18, which is going to be equal to 30, into 48. That's just 48. You can clearly see that the units digit is matching, and this is nothing but 144.0. This over here is also 144.0, which means this over here is my answer. Right? So not that difficult question, it's just it should take hardly a minute for you to set this up, and then after that it's just a quick calculation, nothing more. So you have to be very smart in your approach. That is what you have to be, otherwise this question can really confuse you. So what I did was I assumed the distance to be x, the time taken by A to cover x is x by A, then the time that at the same particular time B has actually covered x minus 12 and C has actually covered x minus 18, and while B covers x, C has actually covered x minus 8. So using these equations I just eliminated B and C and I got the value of x. Now let's move forward. Alright, so this question says that Karan and Arjun run again this actually again is a previous CAT question, which means it's gonna be a difficult one. So Karan and Arjun run a 100-meter race where Karan beats Arjun by 10 meters. So in a 100-meter race, if Karan takes this much time, uh, at, at the same time Arjun is gonna be at this distance, because if Karan finishes up 100 meters, Arjun is going to be 10 meters behind. That means he must have covered 90 meters. So we have a relationship between their speeds. This is their speed, K and A. So from here we know that A is equal to, or let's say K is equal to 10 by 9A. So this is a relationship we have between their speeds. Now the question says that to do a favor, Arjun starts the race 10 meters behind. So this is 100 meters. This is where Arjun is starting. Karan is actually starting 10 meters behind. So the distance for Karan, the distance is actually equal to 110 meters, and so this is the distance. And for Arjun, the distance is actually equal to 100 meters. And the time taken by them is going to be equal to 110 by K, and the time taken by them is going to be equal to 100 by A. Right? So we already know that the K is equal to 10 by 9A. So instead of K, I'm going to write 10 by 9A. So this expression over here is going to become 99 over A. So this is the time taken by Karan, and this over here is going to become 100 by A. So that means the time taken by Karan is actually lesser than the time taken by Arjun, which means Karan is going to win the race. And by how much margin is going to win the race? That he's going to win the race by 1 meter, which is actually given to us by answer option 4. Right? So I suppose you're understanding this point over here, guys. Pretty easy question, very easy. All I did was use the same logic to derive these equations, nothing more than that. Right? So thank you very much for watching this video, guys. I suppose this video was helpful. Don't forget to explore the website, that is perfect-scores.com. A lot of exciting stuff here, and Don't forget to give us your valuable like on facebook.com/perfectscores. And if you have any queries, you can always post your feedback on perfectscores89@gmail.com. And don't forget to explore our forum, that is perfectscores.com/forum, where you can actually ask your doubts to me free of cost. So this would be about this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.